Welcome to Will's Game Reviews Season 2 with 100% more explosions!
Holy Jesus, we have production value this season? Wow. Well, let's see what happens. What do you get when an executive from Disney and Square Enix executive Shinji Hashimoto take an elevator ride together? A world where Mickey is a king, Aerith is still alive, and a convoluted story that would make Zack Snyder proud? It must be time for a Kingdom Hearts game. Taking place after the events of Chain of Memories and Kingdom Hearts 1, Sora, Donald, and Goofy are ready for an adventure like they have never seen before. Small problem. You start the game with the new character Roxas living out the last few days of his summer vacation. The game uses this time to catch up on the events of the previous games, which is fine, but the amount of time spent in the opening is just ludicrous. It's give or take 2 hours of incredibly slow, monotonous action, where you walk around town, play some mini games that amount to absolutely nothing. Once the opening and Roxas are out of the way, the story kicks into full overdrive though. When the story shifts to Sora, you start traveling the world, seeing all your old friends, helping them in new challenges.
Lethal and legendary! Now y'all scram before I get my dragon dander up!
Hey, Mushu! We missed you!
Yeah, well you better hope I miss you, or else you're Sora Donald Goofy!
Things get a little messy when Organization 13, a group of nobodies, yes, they are different from the Heartless, and they're literally called nobodies, I know. Anyways, they start messing with the worlds, leaving Sora and company to save the day and stop the recreation of Kingdom Hearts.
Don't be mad.
If you have played any of the Kingdom Hearts games, you know the story can get kind of convoluted. In the context of just the story relating to this game, not the series as a whole, it might be the most complicated game to follow. You get vague plot points, characters looking like other characters, a few cases of identity theft, and the list just goes on and on. It gets even more confusing when you put it into the context of the whole Kingdom Hearts timeline, but so does everything else, so why even bother? But when you look at each world as its own little story, then things aren't so complicated. It's almost like two underlining plot lines. Sora facing Organization 13, and Sora helping his friends from the past games. Even then, this game will hit you right in the feels. This game is an emotional roller coaster of events. You see characters develop and evolve over the course of the game. The moments in the game are honestly special. They feel meaningful when they happen, and they have a lasting impact on the player.
You are different, Kairi, but I'm just glad you're here.
You and Riku never came home, so I came looking for you.
I'm sorry.
This is real.
No matter how confusing it may seem at times, it always leaves you wanting to cry in the end. It's honestly amazing. One question I do find myself asking is, do they have this all planned out? Going back to the first game, after playing the newer ones and seeing the subtle little hints that they have, it just astounds me and honestly confuses me that they could have thought this whole thing through. But it seems like they have. Anyways, be prepared for some touching moments because you are going to be hit with them a lot. Wow, did this game step it up. You go from a kid learning to wield a Keyblade in the first game to a bona fide badass. Seriously, you have combos upon combos, flying through the air, destroying Heartless at every corner, and it feels awesome. So many times sequels find a way to strip the main character of their abilities, as akin to starting over, but Kingdom Hearts 2 builds on everything that Sora and company learned in the first adventure. Kingdom Hearts is a hack and slash adventure, where Sora, Donald, and Goofy fight their way through hordes of Heartless with the help of a couple of your Disney favorites. Throughout your journey, you will learn all sorts of abilities, along with some classic magic and a couple new forms and summons. The magic this time around was a bit disappointing, I must admit. The tiny blue bar can really get frustrating at times, since using a combo with another character, even by accident, can leave you without the ability to heal for almost up to a minute. New to the game are reaction commands. While fighting, you can be prompted with a quick time button press to help dodge an attack, hit a weak point, or just do a sick flip through the air. I'm not really a big fan of quick time events, but there is really no downside to them here. Missing one in battle just means you have to keep hacking away. It doesn't mean instant death. The biggest add to Sora's arsenal is drive forms. These forms combine Sora with either Donald, Goofy, or both, and give him insane powers. You get dual-wielding Keyblades for blazing fast attacks, to the most powerful magic in the game. Traveling through the different Disney worlds, you get to relive some of Disney's greatest movies with a slight twist to fit the game's plot. You help Simba in the Pride Lands overcome the loss of his father, to helping Jack Skellington save Christmas. Each world feels completely unique to each other, and keeps you interested throughout. The only world I didn't understand was Atlantica. In the first game, you actually had a plotline related to the story and explored Atlantica, fought through Heartless, saved the day as only Sora, Donald, and Goofy could. This time around, you just play a mini-game where you just time the button presses in a terribly inaccurate rhythm game. The good news is it's not required to beat the game, so feel free to skip it. Traveling to the world takes place in the Gummy Ship, similar to the first game, but this time it's got a massive overhaul. Instead of the slow-paced space asteroid adventure from the first game, you are now taken on a rail shooter looking like something straight out of Star Fox 64. It's much more enjoyable and actually feels like a part worth playing in this game. Overall, the game has been greatly enhanced with all the new skills and abilities while still feeling like the original Kingdom Hearts. Obviously, this is the HD remake of the original, but regardless, this game looks absolutely stunning. Right from the opening CGI cutscenes to the different menu themes each world has. Each world provides different feels and styles to the game. Even Sora, Donald, and Goofy change from world to world. One world Goofy is a turtle, the next Donald is an octopus. It all depends what land you're in. The game's voice acting is spectacular throughout. Most of the cast from the actual Disney movies appear in the game, and it brings the worlds to life. It's quite amazing considering the amount of Disney characters they managed to jam into this game, from Stitch, Maleficent, Belle, and even Tron.
Hear me, my Heartless. Attack the white husks. Sweep them away.
What are you, nuts? We're never gonna win. I don't know about you, but I'm out of here, sister.
The only two characters that don't sound like themselves at all is Jack Sparrow and Aerith. I assume Johnny Depp has a little bit better things to be doing than dealing with a Kingdom Hearts game, so I'll let that one slide. But Aerith, I don't have a clue what happened. She sounds so lifeless and bored. It's the only one sore thumb in an otherwise stellar voice acting class.
Here. They're presents for you. Leanne thought you might like to have them.
The music is exactly what you would expect from a Disney, and Yoko, why stop putting these Japanese names in here? I can't say them. Some of the new tunes, including the opening song Sanctuary, are great and set the mood perfectly to the game. The main storyline of the game will take you upwards of 25 plus hours, but outside of that, there's plenty of things to do and collect. Each world has a ridiculous amount of treasure chests, and along with that, a bunch of puzzle pieces to collect. There are also the worlds such as Atlantica and the 100 Acre Woods that are not required but can add to the adventure. If you are so inclined to get 100%, there are achievements to get, Jiminy's journal to fill, and a brutal amount of items to synthesize. You don't really get a reward for all your trouble, but to each their own. Kingdom Hearts 2 builds so much off the original. It feels like Sora grew up with me. From the first game, pretty much everything was enhanced, streamlined, and strengthened in the sequel, and I highly recommend checking this game out if you haven't already. At this point, you can get it for the PS2, or the Kingdom Hearts 2.5 remake for PS3, or the 1.5 plus 2.5 for PS4. And with that, I shall sit patiently waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3 to finally be given a release date. Fun fact, I actually pre-ordered the game at Best Buy in 2015. We're never gonna see it in my lifetime. That's all for this episode, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you liked this video, click subscribe if you really liked it, and tell all your friends. We're back and ready to review some games.